Over the last couple of years, BYD has made some predictions about its company. If you've been paying attention, you would know that when BYD says something, you should listen because they don't make stuff up. General Motors, Toyota, other car companies, Ford, they say stuff and it turns out to be a complete load of crap. I mean, Mary, you electrified everything. General Motors taking all this credit for electrifying the world and then saying they're going to take EVs seriously. I mean, all these things, it's not just General Motors. It's Legacy Auto, make things up. Say they're going to produce this many vehicles and then the number is just like nothing compared to what they said. This is so common. BYD does not do this. BYD said it would produce just over 3 million vehicles in 2023 and it's exactly what it did. A lot of people thought, well, that's a bit optimistic. That's a lot more than you did the year before. A hell of a lot more. BYD knew what it could do, and it made it happen. But BYD has just made another prediction. And if you're paying attention here, you're looking at BYD's stock price, you're looking at BYD's performance in 2023, well, this could be a really good opportunity. If BYD actually do what they have just said they will, then they could make more profit than any other car company in the world this year, possibly, and almost certainly the following year. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Do I believe what BYD have just said? Well, all of what I just said is true. I mean, BYD make predictions and they never really lie. They do what they say they're going to do, which is kind of makes me think maybe this will happen. BYD is saying their profits, right? A few years ago, there was these Tesla YouTube channels and they were making up fake stats and they were saying things like, oh, BYD makes nothing. They make a loss on every EV they sell. Now, that wasn't actually true. They were just sort of making up false facts to appease their audience. If you've got a particular brand, if your channel if it's dedicated to a particular brand, you're always going to favor that brand because your audience are there. You're a captive audience. They want to hear that. You're just going to tell them what they want to hear. They're making up these stats. But the truth is BYD wasn't making a loss, but it wasn't making a profit. So yeah, they've gone from making nothing on every EV they sell to making a profit on every EV they sell, and then making more profit on every EV they sell. But they're saying their profits are going to go up by 87% this year. Now, is this possible? Well, yes, most certainly is. Think about it this way. What is the most valuable commodity that BYD sells? It's not just cars, it's batteries. They sell them to themselves with their battery division, and they sell them to other car manufacturers. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice that within the past 12 months, BYD has begun supplying batteries to many different automakers. It's not just Tesla. Kia have just announced they'll be using BYD's Blade battery in their new EVs. Many different companies. Toyota uses them in the BZ4X. Many different companies are using BYD's batteries. Have you noticed the profits of battery companies over the past 12 months have absolutely exploded? Goshon High-Tech. Volkswagen Group own a 24% stake in Goshon High-Tech. Big battery company in China. Their profits have gone up by 280%. Similarly for CATL. So I believe BYD are seeing here what's going on with the raw cost of these commodities. This could change. I mean, maybe lithium prices will suddenly go back to the insane levels they were at 12 months ago, but I don't think that's likely. So I believe BYD probably know what they're talking about. They've done the numbers. If they do make 87% more profit this year than they did last year, the stock price will almost certainly rise significantly. I'm not telling you to buy the stock. If I go and give you that advice, I can get a $400,000 fine here in Australia. But it is worth having a think about. So how does BYD expect its profit to grow? Well, one, it's going to supply more and more batteries to its competition and to itself. And it says that the more it makes, the cheaper each battery pack becomes. Moore's law, right? You make more, the cost to make each one comes down. So that means the most expensive part of an EV, the most expensive part, 30 to 40% of the cost of an EV is the battery pack. If that continues to come down, and BYD charges still what they're charging for EVs, which is still very competitive, then profits they make will continue to go up. BYD has estimated its profits to increase by 86.5%. And it has just said that its profits in 2023 rose by approximately 80 to 90%. So they're saying 80 to 90% profit increase in 2023. This year, 86% profit increase. I mean, year after year of these kind of profit increases, I don't know how Legacy Auto can compete with this. I mean, this is the fastest growing car company in the world, and it's massive, and its profits are going through the roof. And guess what? There are no Legacy Auto companies making profits on EVs. Maybe Porsches, but that's it. I mean, to be honest, Porsche's not really a part of this story. They're really a small car manufacturer in comparison to these big players. BYD expects its basic earnings per share to be RMB 9.98, so around about $2, which is a growth of 75% to 87% from 2022. The EV industry is growing at a very fast rate. Even if the media tell you otherwise, it's actually, well, basically they're lying. We know that, right? BYD's EV sales hit a record high in 2023. They're going to break those records easily this year. Despite more intense competition in the industry, BYD, I believe, are crushing some of their rivals. A number of EV companies have gone bankrupt in China over the past 12 months. And they are now growing their sales overseas. Slowly, a bit more slowly than what some analysts expected, but it is definitely happening. They're also expanding the number of offers they have, the number of vehicles they have. And their strong industrial chain cost control capability is helping them to reduce the price of every EV they make. I mean, they make most of the parts going into the EVs themselves. That helps them control costs. In addition, BYD's cell phone parts and assembly business benefited from an increase in the share of large overseas customers. By the way, BYD does make Apple iPads as well. I believe that's in Vietnam. And a rebound in demand from Android customers as well as high growth in EVs, smart product businesses, and of course in battery supply. The company's phone parts and assembly business saw a significant increase in capacity utilization, says cnevpost.com. Further optimization of business structure and a significant improvement in profitability. BYD sold 341,000 vehicles in December worldwide. Its 8th consecutive month of record highs, according to data announced on January the 1st. It's very likely that by the end of 2024, BYD will be the 4th largest car company in the world. 4th largest by the end of 2024. People thought I was insane when I said BYD would likely overtake Toyota by 2030, but they're on that trajectory. That's where they're heading. For the full year of 2023, BYD sold over 3 million vehicles, 3,024,000, reaching their target of 3 million units with growth of 62.3% year over year. Now, yeah, of course, only a small percentage of those were sold overseas. Exactly 242,765. So yeah, I mean, less than 10%. What's that about? About 6.5%. But you can see here, BYD has such enormous potential. They're selling vehicles in Europe at relatively high-ish prices in comparison to China. But they can pull that demand lever. If they reduce their prices to, say, 20% higher than what they are in China, in countries outside of China, I think they could possibly grow at a similar rate this year. With their new pickup truck, that's also another market that they're not currently part of at the moment. Now, what are your thoughts here? Do you see this kind of potential coming from BYD? Do you believe that they can increase their profits by nearly 90% this year? Do you agree with me that if they do, the stock price could go up significantly? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.